Cape Town, the oldest city in South Africa and its legislative capital. Throughout the country, there is today a struggle between the government and the millions of South Africans of all races who are opposed to racial discrimination. Most of the non-whites are colored people, who, with Malays and Indians, make up over half the population. Many non-white families have been established here for over 300 years, living peacefully side by side with their white neighbors and sharing a common pride in the country they've helped to build. Let us look at them more closely and see what sort of people they are and what they do and how they live.
The country only cater for the people that is beneficial to them and not for the indigenous, the aboriginal, descendants of the Khoisan. Don't get acknowledged about our spiritual laws, so we don't acknowledge physical laws that's made by man. My name is Colin, Mr. Grip, straight from Hangberg, Cape Town, South Africa, you know. This is where the Bushman actually started, the evolution, the revolution, civilization. Fight against a war, apartheid in our blood. Bloodshed is going on, the Khoi and the Bushman being slaughtered and tortured. They talk about democracy, they talk about equal rights, but they don't show it, you see. They don't attain it, you see. It's every day is war, you know. TV also, it lie to the people. Tell the people, a lot of brainwash education, you know.
Yeah, my friend, the people are suffering here, my bro. Tough life here. You know most is tough life here in this place. Yeah, my friend, Cape Town, my bro.
Even as an MC, I promote, you see, mind control, you know, because that is what they do. You see, if they control your mind, they control everything, you know, because your mind is the strongest part in the body. This is God's land, this is our people's land. Why they come and take out the land from us, leave us as we are, man.
We had a solid agreement with the community in 2007 and in 2008 that there would be no more invasions. We want to give you the opportunity to take the legal structures down yourselves. We want you to have the opportunity.
The whole universe is upset. Now, I'm not just talking about just people, because the universe isn't controlled by us. The whole universe is upset for the way people are treating people, because that wasn't our job to do here. We were nurturers. We was look after the earth, the animals, the sea, the ocean, the fish, and especially people. 7 white nations come here and they built their countries out of Africa wealth. That's why cry blood, Africa, cry blood. Africa, cry blood. Kora people, Korana, from the Cape. Originally from the Cape. Aboriginals. From here, Hangberg. Headquarters, Hangberg. Katshuis Korana. Now the 3 languages, national language, is Kora, Bushman, and Nama. 3 national languages of Africa. Bushman and Kora people did interlink and get married to each other. They were good friends. They used to share. In the 1940s something, they started calling my people colored. But before that, we were Buster. And before that, we were Khoi. So it is convenient for the settler to do that so that he can live in peace. First, murder all the Khois out of Hangberg, and the ones that got away from the genocide ran to Kimberley to hide there. The ones that stayed here was a boerklong. He was obeying and saying, ja baas, nee baas, not and because means yes in Kukugowap. Means no in Kukugowap, Khoi language. Now if you say then the settler hits you with the butt of his gun and he cracks your skull, because you're supposed to say, not or you're supposed to say, ja baas, nee baas. The settler taught the Khois how to murder, how to rape, how to rob, all those things. If he says to you that your brother has been rude to him, and you and your father and your cousins must beat him to death and bury him in the hole at the back of the house. There was a hole on every farm for the Khoi who doesn't shut up. I'm a child of now, and every generation has a chance to change the world. It is time for all Aboriginal people, Khoi people all around the whole world to rise up now and speak against the evil.
Yeah man, Rastafari. Up in this place, up in the pit. Ahoy. Alright man, listen, one love. Ahoy Baruma. Listen, that's it, yalla run. Yalla brain man. Listen Baruma. In the place. Hier zijn hij. Broese, doe maar maar gas waarin. Ahoy Baru. Ja man. Ja, let's kan gaga. Alright man, Rastafari, blessed one love. Blessed I and I man. If you don't know your roots, you don't know your destiny. You can see even the politicians, they're chasing us out of this country, see, because they want to see. You see, they don't want us to live here, you know. They want us to go shoot gun there in the Cape Flats, you know, because here where we stay, we got our living from the sea. We don't need to do crime. Here we live in harmony because we love what God gave us, you know. What the Almighty, you know, what He blessed us with, you see, because that is nature. Even for that mountain, they want 11 million. And I is not even up to let them sell that mountain, because how can you buy a mountain? That mountain, who built that mountain? They say we can't live out of the sea, but the sea was here for all of us.
Indigenous people, they did used to live from the sea. So, 1652, Jan van Riebeeck came here. They came here with a docket. They're telling you, hey, how can you own this land? And the resources, the Khoi did use it. Nowadays, you must have a permit to go to sea. Where do that come from? But you, the indigenous. 2010, they came here. The DA sent the Metro Police here. They come shoot our people here for this mountain.
Protesters responded by blockading roads and throwing rocks at police. They also set fire to nearby bushes, and it's believed they're now throwing petrol bombs. Officers had been firing rubber bullets.
Why are they coming to take us out of our houses? We don't have the right to just come and break down people's houses. Yeah. This is not bungalows there. That's not a bungalow.
Go.
You break
Would
down
you
the door.
Go.
No.
Go.
We're not scared, man.
They say they care for the poor, but they don't care. Even the president, they just there for their pockets. They sit there, but when it's time for vote, they came here. Election time, yeah, you must vote, and things like this. But they don't care. When they get that vote, they come here, they shoot you again because you did vote, you did agree.
Here we get this, the sea life, you see. Here you have the plants, you see the fine bush. You have all kinds of herbs here. Africa is the land of milk and honey. Now they come and they reap all the fruits and they leave us here.
They say there, you're gonna get jobs and you're gonna going for study. Even if you go study further, you come, you done there, no job. You must have your own mind in this time to become what you want to become.
Dus ja, nou, but still nog up and today, ja. Ik moet nog klomp ander goed nog doen wat daggoed. Ah, what the fuck. Ay, sister, dit is nga mooi. Het is waar u sang zij. Sang maar die camera. Talent switch. Oh, why not? Ariman, there's even my mother standing over there, you know. My brother is somewhere out there. My other brothers is also here, so this is where I stay, you see. That's why our house was so small. Decided to build this bungalow, but still up until today they want to break this thing down because we can't expand. See, we're too much in one room, you see. So you can see here in this house how this house look. Even you see it's just a one room in a kitchen, toilet outside. You see how can 7 to 8 to 10 people live in this one room. You see, this is now one room, a house. This is not what you call a house for them. One room with a kitchen. How can 20 people sleep here? Some people have kids, no? The mother, the father, the grandmother, the kids, the grandkids, all of them stay in one room. The people sleep in the toilets, my bro. And the other houses is overcrowded. Now we must build. If you see there, my bro, Mandela Park wasn't there 15 years. It's now almost on Table Mountain. If we build in that mountain, they come here, the laws, they break down your house, they moor you, you see. So why can't we do what we want to, man? It's then our land, you see. Now this stuff, it makes us crazy, you see. You know, leaders is also fucked up. See, because they only work for them. The money go to their pocket and their families only get information about opportunities. You see, even as my ma ook zou vragen, hoe leven is hier? Sien nie man, ons kan nie nog baie weekie. Sien nie man, ons kan maar so maar ons survive. Hy is ons alive elke dag. Sien nie man. Ons move. Sien nie man.
The Khoi people of the Cape, they're not gone. They're here. They are in denial because of the settler way. But now they're starting to suffer. They suffer the government. They suffer. Now that they're here, Khoi is back and Khoi is reclaiming and retelling the history of his people. Now everyone is remembering not their European great-grandfather, but their Khoi grandmother, because they never want to talk about her. They're all bragging and saying that their great-grandfather was German, their great-grandfather was France, their great-grandfather was Dutch, their great-grandfather was Dutch, their great-grandfather was a murderess.
You see, they call us mixed blood, whatever they call us, they label us, but they don't ask us who we are.
Some of our people, you see, want to be colored and some want to be, and it's make it very difficult, very sad. You see, because some want to be, some knew they are Khoi and some don't want to be Khoi.
The so-called colored people exploded from the Boer Kaap onto the plains here behind me. I had to bear a name of the owner of the farm that I was working for. I could not be called Kamdas Piki or whatever. I could not be called Giri or whatever. I could not be called that. They gave us Western names. They never speak about grandma because the great-grandfather's people taught us to hate our kruiskop, hate frizzy, hate it, hate. Hate your fat lips. Hate your ugly prune face. Hate. Don't like it. Must like people with straight hair. So there was the thing with the so-called colored people, that the ones with the straight hair was put one side. You put a pencil in your hair and it falls out, so okay, you okay that side. If your pencil stays in your hair, oh no, you stay this side. That is how they treated, trained, and indoctrinated my people.
Today I don't even speak Khoi anymore. I speak colored language. They make us coloureds, we're not coloureds. I was coloured before. Since I realized, hey, this is not who I am, man. I'm a Khoi, understand? I'm indigenous people from this land.
We want to get this project going again. We want to let Hangberg to all its potential glory on its beautiful piece of earth. But the condition is that those structures must come down. In the fire break and in the nature, those structures must come down.
Soos jy nou hier sien, is hulle net niks. Hulle loop net agter amalan. En ons word nie gesien nie, ons het baie vergaderings ook al gehou, wat ons kan gesien het, dat ons word nie getel nie. Sien, en het maak seer, maar jy kan niks maak nie.
We are the indigenous people of our faith. Yeah, and we make our stand today. We are not violent, but you must know the tourists, how you deal with our people.
Open the gate! Get off that dude. Open up this barricade! Open up! Open up this barricade! Guys, clear this barricade and move through!
Is anyone helping this guy? You with the guys here?
Yeah.
You know this boy?
Did I shoot him?
Jesus Christ, he needs fucking medical attention.
They shot him in the mouth.
Want alles gaat net oor sy stem en houdbaar kan sy nie sê waarvoor jy regtig nou al die jare gestem het nie, want jy sit net presies elke jaar op dieselfde kool wat jy gewys het. Is dit niks van, kyk, ons kom uit Valley Road uit, daar's nou net 'n wit gebied daar in Valley Road. Ek was al groot, ek was al op skool gewees, ek was dan 'n 2 gewees. So ek weet van die uitgooi tyd, hoe was ons daar? Het was bos, ons moet opgekap het om vir jou 'n huis daar neer te sit. Ons is daar uitgesit en toe is ons gegooi weer in wat hulle nou sê North Shore. Ja, North Shore is vandag hier een van die rykste plekke hier in die area, maar ons het opgekap daar. Daar was hier oune van die area wat ons daar gaan bly nie. En ons het mooi op die toppie van hy dinge daar, so 'n toppie, julle kan sien as julle raad verby ry, daar's 'n toppie en daar het ons opgekap om daar te bly. Ons het water van 'n rivier afgedra. Wat om terrein hier vanaand af is tot in die dorp en hy het ons elke middag na skool gedoen. Ek meen, daar was moeite ingesit vir alles, maar vandag het jy niks, kry jy niks uit nie. Ons wil ook iets sê uit waarvoor ons stem. So ek sal baie bly wees as dit so ver kom dat die Khoisan kan staan.
Revolution, revolution.
Yes, man. It's like doing me good to be a Khoisan of Hangberg, Rastafarian, you know. I'm staying here for 43 years now. My real name is Mario. My street name is Myers. By Rastafarian, I'm Ruben in the house of Israel. Every day it's a struggle, you got to hold on, man. And since that time with the fighting and all this, with the Babylon, you know, it was like rough, man. Brothers lose their eyes. And
We just thought they're coming up, they're gonna drive up. We weren't gonna throw them. We just said, tat, 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 tat. Started shooting. When I turn around, I just see a big bang in my head.
It was full of blood, slime, like slime bloody coming out of it when it came out of my eye. That's why I thought it was my eye. Because I didn't see the blue. I just saw the whole bloody thing. And it was round, so I obviously thought this was my eye. Afterwards found out it's my eye. But I'm keeping it for everything. You won't be able to see it. It's on the bottom lid, underneath, and then the whole corner here is out.
Injury to one is the injury to one. I can't sit in my home and there's other people going to be evicted and sitting on the street. As a normal human being, I don't think that is fair.
since that time, I did lay low, man. And it was disturbing myself, you know. I was in the fight and everything. I was also shot.
So what do you hope for the future of the youth and Hangberg?
Yo, especially for these ones, like a prosperity life, you know, like better life, man, you know, better school education, everything, you know, better.
Due to my mom, she wanted better education for me, so she put me in Heathfield High. That is based in a retreat. So I moved to my grandma and I stayed there. And since I've been staying there, I've been made new friends. My whole life changed. I was caught up in this gangsterism thing that is ruling the Cape Flats, and I almost became part of gangs, you know. And under the influence of drugs, that's also where I started to use drugs, you know. Started to take because that was like the fast life. If you live here in Cape Flats, in Cape Town. I saw a different life there, man. Our kids were 15-year-old, they're killing each other, you know, they're slinging gun slayers and, you know, drug dealers, you know, how robbing taxis, you know. They rob your neighbor because they don't care if they know you. For me, as a youth, staying in Cape Flats, on the Cape Flats and in the Cape Flats and in Hangberg, it is the escape, the gateway out of gangsterism, the way to the light out of the darkness is the way to live a life of Rastafarianism, you see, to live the life of Rasta, to live a life the Khoisan used to live, you know, one with nature, live in harmony, peace, love and unity. That's all that we need, like the Bible says. He's the father of the fatherless. You see, he's a judge of the widow, he's God in his holy habitation. So Rastafari is there for all those who are fatherless, you know, for all those who are in need of a father, you know, because he's like a savior, you see, unto those who need the freedom, who don't want to be in bondage.
Rasta was come, and Rasta was help my people to speak English and to fight the system. Because Rasta fight oppression and depression. Rasta say roots and culture. What does it mean? Does it mean that I'm from Jamaica? Can't be. Does that mean that I'm from Israel? Can't be. Roots and culture. Where you at? Where you at? This is my roots and this is my culture. My roots is Khoi. My culture is Kukuchovap. Kainches Mire. My works is ancestral. My ancestors will be at work. That is why I am in the situation I am in, because of my ancestors.
Now we're walking towards a place now where you can see the rich and the poor is separated. And it's like one side of the place is just where the underprivileged, where our people stay, and like the one side of the place where the road divides us is where the rich and famous stay. So you can literally see that apartheid is still alive and well here in Hout Bay. The Khoisans and Zulus, they also isolated on that side. So it's no integration. There's nothing that still shows us that improvement is done after the freedom, after Mandela was released from prison. For me still, man, the same strategy is being repeated over and over. You see history repeat himself. It's rich against poor, so that economical crisis is forever gonna be. Social ills are gonna exist, you know. You see, it's a lot of stress, housing issues, people is overcrowded, you see, as you can see, how the hawkies there, you know, we're not even on the mountain, but they want to evict us, you know, they want to get rid of the indigenous people, just to cater for the super rich. To live a healthy life and a wealthy life, that's everyone's desire on this earth, you see. So everybody wants a nice, comfortable house. Why can't we have our own yards and our own garages and our own entrance? But in my place, my neighbor live next to me, I can hear them scowl. They fight, they quarrel, they argue. You can hear their problems. But in places like this, in the uptown, where the rich and famous is, you don't hear their problems because they are all personal, private.
So now my people are slowly losing their denial way, and they see they are suffering lekker. They are getting hardship. I love it, because you must first get hardship before you listen. You must get hard, because otherwise you don't listen. Our people listen the hard way, not if somebody come and tell them, listen, did you know that blah, 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 blah. They look at you like, they don't look at me, they look at first at my buck teeth. And then they say, what the fuck do you know? That is the mentality of the settler that's been indoctrinated in my people. They were designed to crack and to stab each other in the back. Now they are turning. Like we elders are saying, the children is coming home now. Because of suffering. They had to go to Nana. They have to accept their Khoi heritage and their roots. You can't hide from it. Can't hide from it. Never.
As long as the world not gonna stand for righteousness, there's never gonna be justice. You see, there's never gonna be equality. Because inequality will reign for generations to come still. You see, until that generation gonna come, they're gonna stand up and fight for what is theirs and claim it.